Today we're here sitting down with Heather Kent, the newly appointed CEO of Palliative Care Tasmania. Heather has recently joined us here at PCT, and this is an opportunity for our members, partners and community to get to know Heather a little bit better, not just in her role at PCT, but personally also. Heather, on behalf of the whole PCT team, welcome to Palliative Care Tasmania.
Thanks so much, Susan. It's great to finally be here. I've been excited to join the team at Palliative Care Tasmania, and it's just been so great to get to know the team and our wider circle of stakeholders over these last few weeks.
Heather, before we talk about the role itself, can you tell us a little bit about your journey and what has shaped you along the way?
Well, I'm a Tasmanian born and bred, lived here my whole life, but in a variety of different locations. So grew up in Hobart, but I spent some time working in Launceston at the start of my career, as well as more recently. But I've also lived in quite a few regional, rural and remote communities as well. So if I think what's shaped my life so far, it's really getting to know Tasmania and its people at a pretty deep level over all the years and in a variety of different roles.
Looking back, do you feel there's been a common thread or value that has guided your career?
Wow, okay. If I look at my career, it hasn't been that stereotypical ladder. It's been a jigsaw with lots of disparate pieces that somehow they've kind of come together here at Palliative Care Tasmania. So a common thread, it would definitely be community. As I reflected on in that first piece about me, that's really important to me, that connection into community. But maybe another thing that attracted me is one of the core values of Palliative Care Tasmania, and that's compassion. So in a variety of roles, what I've sought to deliver is a deep understanding of some of the challenges, some of the vulnerabilities that are experienced in our Tasmanian community, and understanding how I can work with a team in order to try to respond to those.
What was it about the organisation that made you think this is the role you'd really love to take on?
Well, I'd say there's two key things. One, it's the people. And when I say that, I mean the team, the board, the broader ecosystem of the palliative care sector, and also those members of the community who we're here to support and advocate for. And that brings me to the second part. It's definitely the purpose of palliative care. So I see our role as a peak organisation that is here to represent the voice of so many in our community who might be facing challenges associated with end of life and palliative care, bereavement, grief and loss. And that purpose really attracts me because if I think of our community, increasingly there are going to be those that are seeking to walk that pathway with the support of another. And I see that as a core part of the role of Palliative Care Tasmania, supporting our community.
Heather, on a more personal level, what does palliative care mean to you?
Wow, Susan, that's a pretty complex question. And palliative care means a lot of different things to different people. So for example, there are those that might receive a diagnosis of a life-limiting condition, and for them, their journey will start from that point. But for others, palliative care starts to come into thinking as advanced ageing might bring frailty and thoughts of end of life. So if I think of what palliative care means to me, it's walking beside people at whatever their point in that journey might be, right through to the stages of grief and loss. And, you know, our work that we've been doing lately around helping to support people in grief and loss has received an enormous public response. And that really excites me as well. Often these are parts of the experience that don't get expressed openly. And I think that's to the detriment of our community. We can do so much to support each other and ourselves if we talk more openly about all of those different phases of the palliative care journey.
Since stepping into the role, what has stood out the most about Palliative Care Tasmania and the sector?
Oh, okay. I'm going to draw upon one of our values at Palliative Care Tasmania again, and that's going to be connection. So if I think of our role as a peak organisation and where we sit in the bigger ecosystem right across the sector, there's a multitude of connections. Just in the first 5 weeks since I arrived, it's been a joy to get to know so many representatives from all of those parts of our community and to understand how we work together, how we collaborate in order to try to bring about better outcomes for those experiencing palliative care. And as we think even further forward into the future, I'm excited to work on those with our partners across the community.
From what you've experienced so far, what do you think we do well here at Palliative Care Tasmania?
I think we're responsive to the community. Day to day, I see so many individuals and organisations reaching out to Palliative Care Tasmania for assistance. It might be that they're seeking our resources, they want to engage in some education or some training. It might be helping to navigate to the next port of call. I think the things that we do really well are to be one step ahead, try to think what our community might need, and then to be responsive against that. Ultimately, I think we're a connector, and that's an important part in any ecosystem, and especially for a peak organisation.
I know we have a busy year ahead with National Palliative Care Week and the conference coming up. What more can you tell us about the year ahead?
Well, Susan, it's going to be another busy year for Palliative Care Tasmania. That'll probably take us pretty swiftly into some further planning for National Palliative Care Week that falls in early May. And I'm really excited to say we'll be launching an update of our palliative caring guide at that stage. There's been a lot of work that's been put into that, and we really thank all of those that have contributed to that really important document. At about that time, we'll start to get our heads seriously into our conference. And this year we're connecting our awards into the conference. It's going to be held in September, the 9th and the 10th, and it's an opportunity to connect, inform and to celebrate all of the great work that's being done across Tasmania in this area of palliative care. And then there's just our business as usual, whether it's our education and training programs, Learning Through Loss, our speaker series. There's a host of events that are coming up. It's keeping us busy, but it's there to help inform and support our community with lots of information about that on our website.
And more broadly, Heather, what do you see as the biggest challenges and opportunities of Palliative Care Tasmania?
And I'm glad that you mentioned both challenges and opportunities. I'm a bit of a glass half full kind of a person, and yeah, there are challenges on the horizon for us. Like a lot of community sector organisations, we do things on a pretty tight shoestring budget, and we know that when the state government budget comes down in May of this year, it's likely to have some constraining factors for us. But we've got a really well-skilled board, a great team, and we work as part of a really collaborative ecosystem in the palliative care sector. So I think about the opportunities. I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to governance, and I know already that we're going to be looking at our strategy when we get together about mid-year this year and start to plan the next 3 to 5 year pathway. So things are going to be tight. I won't hide from that, but I can see opportunities to work better together and to be really focused on what the community needs most. It's going to be maybe a year of reshaping, consolidation, but that'll deliver a really great foundation for the further evolution of Palliative Care Tasmania, both the organisation and the sector, and what it can deliver to our communities.
Heather, it's been really helpful hearing your perspective. Is there anything else that you might like to add?
Okay. A lot of people, knowing that I'm coming into the role, they want to know more about what's Palliative Care Tasmania, what do we do, how can they potentially connect in with us? What I would say to that and what I've welcomed is the opportunity to connect with our community. For our community to know what Palliative Care Tasmania is here for, and for our community to know that their voice is an important part of what we do. So if you've got an insight to add, an experience, a suggestion, we'd really warmly welcome receiving that. Whether you want to hop onto our website, send us an email or give us a call, these are the things that help to shape our voice, which is intended to represent the community. So please don't hold back. We'd welcome the opportunity to hear from you and to work with you.